Hey NFL fans, this is Gary Greene, longtime sports handicapper and professional sports bettor here in Las Vegas for the past 35 years, and this is your final NFL wild card playoff game preview. This is the Monday night game between the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Rams. Now, again, this game has been moved to Phoenix, so no home field advantage for either team now. The Rams lost that by having to move due to the fires in LA. This game, of course, Monday night at 5 o'clock on ESPN. And the Minnesota Vikings, a 2.5-point favorite in this game now. The total is 48. Vikings are 14-3. They're 6-2 on the road. The Rams 10-7. They have been 5-3 on the road. So both teams have been road warriors and able to win, which is very difficult to do in this league. Now, these two teams met up in week number 7. The Rams beat the Vikings 30-20. After that game, the Vikings reeled off 9 straight victories. They dropped to the number 5 seed, though, with a 14-3 record after their very tough loss to Detroit last week, where the offense just completely no-showed for the really first time all year long. The Vikings scored 42, 30, 27, and 27 before they only scored that 9 points last week. And what happened last week was a debacle from start to finish. 3 for 13 on third down, 0 for 3 on fourth down. Darno just 142 yards passing, and this will now be Darno's first ever playoff appearance. So you never know what guys are going to do in their first shot at this. The pressure last week was on him, and now it will be double. But good teams usually bounce back off a really bad game, so we'll see what happens. The biggest takeaway, though, for me in the game is something that late in the year I watch very closely and use to my advantage in becoming a long-time winning sports bettor. You have to follow this. This is one of the keys. But the Vikings defense was on the field last week for 36 minutes. And so there's always a possibility of a little bit of a tired legs coming into this game. The good news is they did get an extra day playing on the Monday Night Football game. That's huge, too, at this time of year. Now, as far as the Rams go, again, the fire cost them the home field advantage. But last week, they threw that game away. So, Garoppolo played. A lot of starters were out. So you just throw that one out the window. But the previous 3 games to that, the Rams offense scored 13, 19, and 12. And Mr. Stafford, the Rams quarterback, has only 1 touchdown pass in the last month of action. A month. That's a long time with 1 touchdown pass. In fact, his passing yardage games, 189, 110, 160 in his last 3 games. He has not broken 200 yards passing. Now, the good news is that the offensive line has played phenomenal. He has not been sacked the last month of the year, not once. So that's big. If you can protect like that for the most part with Nakua and Kupp and the receivers that they have, there should be an opportunity for them to kick this back into gear. But again, you just can't turn the switch in this league. You come in that cold and then you come in and I understand the sitting of people. I personally thought that it would have been better for them play for a quarter, take less risk on plays, but just to get in some game plays. When you're that bad and then you're just going to run it out for a final game, and now they had the preparation was all broken up this week due to the fires. Then they have to transfer the game to a different facility that they're not expecting to be at. There's been a lot of negative for the Rams in this spot. And, the fact is, both of these head coaches know each other like a book. Okay, they coached with each other for years. They know their tendencies on offense. That helps the defensive coordinators as well. They're not going to change a whole lot coming into this game. This is who they are, and they've won before. The Vikings, again, 14-3. There's no need to change anything. They have a solid offense. Darno has been good all year. But again, pressure situations, we've seen it. Just look at a guy named Kirk Cousins, never won a big game in his life. Yet he made $500 trillion. So once you get to these games, we don't know what's going to happen. And I'm very against normally going with teams with a guy playing his first ever playoff start. This is a big deal. As far as the Vikings go, they looked really bad last week, but I don't expect that to really carry over fully. They're 14-3. The Rams, though, 21.6 points per game. That's the lowest scoring team heading into the playoffs. The Rams defense allowing 353 total yards per game. That is the most of any team in the playoffs. So again, more and more negatives kept popping up to me with this Rams team that normally I'm a fan of, especially with the wide receiver talent that they have. Of course, Matthew Stafford has won a Super Bowl, so this game ain't going to be too big for him. But my final thoughts on this game are simple. You do not have to bet every single game. I know most people will because it's not fun to watch the game without a bet on it. But neither team's at home. Both know each other inside and out. One team, again, dealing with horrific off-the-field distractions, fires, loss of homes. Everybody knows somebody that lost a home, it seems like. Just too close to home with those fires. The Vikings kicker has been hurt. He's not been kicking well. Man, you need to count on these guys. You got to expect that this game's going to be close and going down to the wire. You certainly don't want to be laying and needing that guy to kick your field goal to be the field goal to cover the spread and having him be in there. But when you're hurt, and they're running you out there. You got to do the best that you can. Again, Darno's first ever playoff game. Stafford, again, the offense is coming in dead in the water. The last month, 1 touchdown pass in a month. This is the NFL. This league's set up for you to get 2 and 3 touchdown passes per game. So this is a situation where I wouldn't bet my money on this game. I wouldn't bet your money on this game. Again, I have a clientele that's pretty large. And whether I'm ahead for the week or down for the week, it won't matter. This will not influence me into making a bet to try to come back. If I'm down, I'll eat it and I'll come back next week. And that's what a lot of you should be able to do in a situation like this. Now, if you love one of these sides, you're seeing something totally different than I am, then go ahead. But just way too many negatives for me to take a side on this game. So I'll pass this one. But I do want to say, please, we hope that everybody has a winning weekend. We pray for all the people in the fires. We pray for everybody that needs to get a new place and they're displaced. What a terrible ordeal that is. So our hearts and prayers out to them. But please, when it comes to betting, folks, never bet what you cannot afford to lose. And please stay away from the parlays. I know it seems easy, but it's not. And just keep it in check, and you'll last a lot longer at this and make it a lot more fun, that's for sure. So have a great weekend, everybody, and check all our Gary Wins videos. I have a video up for all the 3 Sunday games. If you've not checked them out as of yet, if the games haven't kicked off, check them out. Have a great weekend, folks.